On the road looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival. The Chicago Bulls are ready for this thing to get started. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. And so off the tip, it's Boston. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Chicago right now, they've got Dwayne Wade, Robin Lopez out there with Taj Gibson. That's Rajon Rondo, and it's Butler in at the 3 slot.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Here's Gibson. No good from 11 feet. Bulls on D. It's Bradley on the wing. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Green, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Jimmy Butler. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Three-pointer. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. For 3. Butler's got himself on the board with 3 there. Outside Thomas. Picked by Horford. Green with a screen for Thomas. Off the screen. And Green gets it to go.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Chicago on defense. To the right side. Here's Crowder. Lopez with the block. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. 6 to shoot. Now here's Bradley.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
You look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark, they won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
Now Wade, after Isaiah Thomas missed from long range, and the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Horford. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Outside Butler takes a 3, and again it's the Bulls from deep.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Thomas goes in, and the wide open shot from Green. Boston again missing. Chicago has gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. Rondo with it. Now Thomas defending. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Another 3 for Chicago.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office. Surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often. A winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. And that's now 11 points for Butler.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Thomas kicks to Horford. Outside Bradley. To the inside. Tries it from 9. There's the dish to Thomas. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Thomas got his first 2 points.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on him.
Rondo kicks to Gibson. And that one's good.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
And the basket by Horford.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
For Chicago, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Rondo passes to Butler. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Horford. Johnson comes in for Gerald Green. Brown is checked in for Crowder. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Avery Bradley. Now here's Olynyk. Clock at 6. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Smart misses. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much greater part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
D, he's checked in for Chicago. And watching Amir Johnson Clark, he seems so casual about silently destroying opponents in the paint, and he's carried that air about him almost his entire career.
You know what? He's rarely had plays called for him, Kevin. He doesn't produce a bunch of highlights, but he's really potent. I mean, one of the league's best at defending opponents at the rim, grabbing in-traffic rebounds. Those both are valuable assets.
Now Thomas, after the missed 3 from Doug McDermott. Busted. No good that time either.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Rondo passes to Valentine. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
And talking about Amir Johnson, he's really the last of a discontinued model, if you will. When the Pistons called his name in the 2005 NBA draft, the year before the rookie age limit was put in place, he became the last 18-year-old drafted into our league. And it did take him a number of years to kind of get up to the pro speed.
They set the pick. Here's Mirotic. And a miss there on the triple.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, and they've had a great start from beyond the arc as well. The three-point shot seems to be in rhythm.
Chicago leading by 6. Well, last year for the Celtics, they weren't exactly world beaters at home. Still good enough, though, to get the job done.
Yeah, just a game over 500 here in Boston. Not great, but at least it was over 500 for a young up-and-coming team.
So the Bulls 5 right now. D out there with Dwayne Wade. Then there's Mirotic. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's McDermott in at the 3. Mirotic has a wide-open look. Misses the wing J.
And, you know, for the Celtics at home, they were able to get wins by playing tough defense in front of their rabid fans. Their offense virtually the same as when they were on the road. The defense was the difference at home.
Chicago's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. McDermott kicks to Wade. Mirotic, a screen on Bradley. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Mirotic, the screen. Here's Valentine. Shot, no good. Now Boston takes it the other way.
And as you said with the Celtics, it was the D at home that helped them get wins here. They'll want to be better than one game over 500 this season to get back into the postseason.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down. Greg started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
6 on the shot clock. There's the bucket. Good. And that's 15 points for Butler.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
Smart with the ball. He has 5. Outside Bradley. Crowder dishes to Smart. Crowder kicks to Smart. The three-pointer off the mark.
You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting, injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now.
Butler passes to Valentine. High post Lopez. Shot from 16. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite the last 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball. With just a little more seasoning, I really feel like the sky's the limit.
And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before, when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Stolen by Smart. Crowder kicks to Green. From downtown. They get it back. Here's Bradley, and Gibson sends it back. And he's able to get it back. Back to Bradley. From deep three-point range, and the call will be against Al Horford. That is his first foul of the game.
He looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
And the Celtics making a change here. Zeller's checked in. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Rondo's checked in.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, you can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
The Bulls have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Gibson a screen. Outside Rondo. The pass to Butler. Fires from deep. The Bulls keep it alive. And he can't bank that one in. Boston trailing. Now Crowder shoots from 14. Shot by Zeller, no good. Bulls have had a great rebounding team for a long time now. Last season was no different.
Yeah, so many categories to measure how well a team rebounds. The Bulls were in the top 3 in almost all of them.
Here's Smart. He's got 5. He feeds it to Horford. He dishes it to Smart. Pass to Green. Horford up top. Clock at 6. Knocked away. It's stolen by Rondo. Jumps up. And it's sent back by Horford.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
That's good. Horford's got 4 points this quarter.
As for the Bulls and rebounding, I mean, they were second in the league in winning contested rebounds. That's another data analytics stat for you folks. Second overall in total rebounds, too.
Now here's Smart. He's covered by Rondo and stolen by Butler. Here's Wade. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Tie game in Boston. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Dwayne, give us your perspective on that first half.
I like the way we started the game. You know, sometime on the road we start off slow, so I thought we got to the fight early. And it's our 2 good teams, so, you know, it's the way it should be.
Dwayne, thank you. Always fun to watch. Guys, over to you.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. It's turning out to be a close game in Boston. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
One strong area has been their work on the boards. And you're trying to get ahead in the score and stay there. It often comes down to a few extra possessions. That's why any extra rebounds can make a big difference. Now they have to come out in the second half and attack the glass with the same vengeance.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
They ran their offense very well in the first half. There were almost no forced shots. It was good, smart basketball. The motion in their offense was terrific. They made those defenders work very hard. I like what I saw from them for the most part.
Well, that's all for now, as it looks like the second half is...
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Jay Crowder out there with Green. And it's Horford in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in this game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Crowder dishes to Green. From deep, Thomas. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back in doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
Chicago leading. And here's Rondo. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Gibson, and he jams it with authority.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
5 on the clock. With a step back. Wade can't hit.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Thomas passes to Horford. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Chicago's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Wade with it, now guarded by Bradley. Wade kicks to Lopez, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics, because this game is still yet to be determined. That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Boston making some changes. Olynyk, he's checked in for Horford. Johnson comes in for Gerald Green. And it's Brown in for Crowder. And a change for the Bulls. D, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. That's good.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Thomas dishes to Olynyk. This one for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Lopez has got his 4th rebound in this one. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 7-point Bulls lead.
Everything working for them out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Bradley passes to Johnson. Gibson with the steal. All going up court. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic comes in for Robin Lopez, and McDermott subbed in for Butler.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
McDermott kicks to Gibson. Mirotic has the open look. And again, no good by Chicago. Celtics trail by 7. And Thomas, here we go. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Thomas got 5 points in the quarter.
That's a nice drive there, Kevin. He beat the lone defender and was wide open under the hoop.
To the wing right side. Launches it. That is good. And that's now 9 points for D.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
And Thomas, here we go. Brown outside. Here's Bradley. The good-looking shot from the wing. There's 1:54 left in the third quarter. Gibson setting the pick for Rondo. Olynyk with the steal. And here comes Thomas leading the fast break. That's good. Thomas got 9 points.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
And the thing with Kelly Olynyk, he does some stuff that really helps you.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
In terms of the post, A lot of tricky moves down there, yet he has a hard time being effective against great athletes, which the NBA is filled with. So he's going to have to evolve as a basketball player if he wants to be effective.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Well, and back to Kelly Olynyk. As a coach, you have to identify the matchups where he can be effective because Clark is against explosive, long-limb guys. They'll take advantage of him.
Yeah, they will, but in the right matchup, he's effective. He can help. He makes 35% of his threes, has done that for the last 2 years, and I think he gives you some toughness and rebounding as well. I like him as a second-unit player.
Smart's checked in for Boston. And the Bulls making a change also. Portis is checked in. Chicago leading by 4. 1:33 left in the third quarter. Missed inside. Boston's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Here's Brown. Rondo with some nice D.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Good. Mirotic has got his second basket.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And it's denied. 43 seconds left to play in the third. Johnson dishes to Thomas. There's the three, and that one's good. Thomas got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Celtics.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Rondo against Thomas, and it's Rondo penetrating, and he gets it to go.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Celtics trail by 5. Johnson with a screen on Rondo. Thomas, no luck. With 1 on the clock. He got it! He caught it!
My goodness. What a terrific shot.
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. The Celtics shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. So for Chicago right now, they've got Jimmy Butler, D-Wade out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Nikola Mirotic, the Bulls leading by 8. Here's Rondo. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Now here's Smart. He's covered closely. Here's Horford. Mirotic grabs the miss.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Portis. Knocked loose. Now here's Bradley. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Chicago making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. Chicago's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Rondo kicks to Lopez. Inside. Wade misses. Celtics trail by 8. The feed to Smart. Picked by Horford. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Rondo drives in, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That one on Smart.
What
do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bulls?
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, and something else they've done all through this one is knock down the mid-range jump shot whenever they've had the chance.
Crowder, the pass to Brantley. Sinks the three-pointer. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Thomas checked in for Smart. Taj Gibson's checked in for the Bulls. Rondo against Thomas. There's a screen. Rondo kicks to Lopez. Pass to Wade. Gibson dishes to Butler. And Lopez throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. The drive by Lopez. They double him with Green. Lopez passes to Gibson. Banked in off the glass.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Outside Thomas. Fires for three. No good. Good D by Rondo.
There's some good defense for you. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the three as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against him. That was well done.
I like that. They obviously put the right guy on him, and he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half. And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career, but since coming back from Russia, he has completely reinvented himself as a player.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
And for Gerald Green and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
To the inside, Lopez. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
A beautiful pass by Rondo. That's excellent teamwork.
Celtics trail by 4. The three from Thomas. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Thomas got 16 points here in the second half. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
And the Celtics making a change here. Olynyk checked in. Rondo kicks to Lopez, and he gets it to go.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
In the corner, Crowder with it. Outside, Green. And he makes good on the way. Green's got 4 points in the quarter.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
No question about it. I mean, these teams are really battling hard now.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They lead by 1. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Ball's knocked loose. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Green leading the charge, and Gibson sends it back. Thomas, it's a wide open look, and he misses the go-ahead basket. Lopez dishes to Rondo. Outside Butler. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got 4 assists in the game. Celtics trail by 3. On the wing, Green, defended by Gibson. Green kicks to Crowder. Butler with the steal. Plays it in off the breakaway. Butler's got 25 points in the game.
This is what you love, guys. Superb defense. A great steal, and just like that, they add 2 points to this narrow lead.
Yeah, but you just can't afford to give up plays like that at this time in a ball game.
It's Thomas outside, sinks it, and he has brought them to within 2 points.
And he's caught fire from long range here in the second half.
Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They trail by 4. 40 seconds left in the fourth. From downtown, Bradley kicks to Thomas. 3-pointer. From past the arc. Again, Thomas missing. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. 2 shots. And a tough break as his second attempt at the line. No good. There's the 3. Again, Thomas missing, and he commits the intentional foul.
Avery Bradley. That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Celtics.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're down by 7. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of here.
You know, give them credit for still battling here down the stretch, but I think it's too little too late.
Simply delaying the inevitable here, Greg. I mean, at this point, even if they miss the free throws, there's not enough time left.
From deep. Here's Zeller. And the miss. And so it's Chicago winning this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Dwayne, how did you guys overcome the
2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Jimmy Butler. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor.
Well, you know, when Butler's on the court, he's going to come at you in all sorts of ways. I mean, defensively, offensively, this guy can just flat out play. Let's not forget he's an all-star, too.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.